Bitcoin. The news on Bitcoin just keeps firing out. We've had tons of new news recently. And of course, the last couple of years have been groundbreaking with ETFs coming out, with now the US Bitcoin Reserve. There's so many things happening. So really, we're going to take a look at what can happen this year. We're going to look at some of people's predictions as well as to where Bitcoin can go. Now, before I get into any of that, guys, if you're new here, this spreadsheet shows the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos, I showed myself buying up these cryptos. These were coins I thought would do very, very well and make a lot of money. You can see what they were all worth when I recorded and released my videos. These are the highs. These coins hit around 16 months on, and these are what your profits would have been if you'd put $100 into these coins. 100 into each in that time would have made you over 123 grand. Now, the thing is we're in a bull cycle. If you're not happy with the performance of your portfolio or you don't own any crypto, time to get that sorted. If you're not sure where to start, have a look at my website, copymycrypto.com. If you go onto that site right now, you'll be able to see some of the profits my members have made. You'll also be able to see some of our successes. These are all public record. You can go onto the old videos on this channel and verify them. On the site, I share my entire portfolio with my members, every single coin I own. And when I'm ready to buy or sell a crypto, I'll tell my members the crypto that I'm going to buy or sell and the price that I'm going to do it at. So my members get in and out of coins at the same price as me, so they make the same profit, and they don't have any work to do. Every day as well, I release market update videos, taking a look at where things are going to be going. If after reading through the site you really like what you see, you want to learn more, you want to hear my market updates, and you want to know the coins I'm in, the ones I think are going to be the big winners of this cycle, all you have to do to find out about them is join up on the site, guys. Now, Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin right now, hovering around 83 grand. And of course, groundbreaking year. Bitcoin is, of course, the first crypto, the original. It was launched by Satoshi Nakamoto, or whether that's a person or a group of people, no one really knows. It's peer-to-peer crypto. It's the OG. It's the grandfather crypto. It's the first of its kind. And we have had discussions of cryptocurrencies prior to Bitcoin, but Bitcoin was the first. It's proof of work crypto. And there's a few things that have happened in the past. One thing that did happen was Nakamoto mined the first block of the Bitcoin network, known as the Genesis block, launching the crypto. It was obviously $0 when it was first introduced, and most Bitcoins were obtained via mining, which only required PCs at the time. Actually, it was and a bit of mining software. It wasn't actually that difficult. Now you've got ASIC miners. I mean, the Bitcoin mining is a huge industry now. The first commercial Bitcoin transaction took place in 2010, where a programmer known as, whose name is Laszlo Hanyek, traded 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. So at today's price, that would be worth what? 828 million. It's an expensive pizza. Of course, at the time, Bitcoin wasn't worth a fat lot. So yeah. Now, over the past year or two, I'm not going to go into a deep dive of Bitcoin and technology and stuff. We all are everyone should be familiar with Bitcoin, at the very least knowing its name. So over the past couple of years, we've now seen companies like MicroStrategy buying up Bitcoin in bulk. That's actually their investment strategy, is just every time there's a dip, buy Bitcoin, which is why actually MicroStrategy has been one of the best performing stocks over the past few couple of years as well. Of course, when Bitcoin drops, that's going to be not ideal for MicroStrategy. But if they've got the long-term view of Bitcoin being worth $1 million, that's Michael Saylor who says that, and he says that based on the scarcity model. Of course, every time there's a halving, it's harder to produce Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now technically more scarce than gold, hence why we see a cryptocurrency with over $1 trillion market cap, and will certainly break 2 trillion this year. We're also seeing the US government Executive order was signed very, very recently to create a Bitcoin reserve. This will be used to offset against debt sooner or later. At the moment, there's no plans on selling, but they will do, of course, at some point, because they've got to try and clear their debt. And we keep seeing, we've seen ETFs, we've seen BlackRock now hoarding Bitcoin at staggering rates. They're buying it up and buying it up and buying it up. It's now getting to a point where the big institutions are starting to squeeze everyone out of the chance of buying Bitcoin. Like it's because the price obviously continues to rise. Of course, anyone can own any fraction of Bitcoin that they want, but yeah, it's always going to get more and more expensive. We've also seen stuff like Brazil recently introducing legislation for crypto salary payments. So they're reviewing a bill that will allow employees to receive salaries in Bitcoin or digital assets, requiring 50% in race. Never know how to say that word. So the proposal mandates financial education for workers opting for crypto payments, addressing volatility and security risks. But that would be a big step, where, like in a country's evolution, a minimum of 50% of salaries must remain denominated in the Brazilian currency to ensure the currency stability. But the fact that they're introducing this as a potential option, fascinating. You've also got Deutsches Börse's Clearstream, to launch Bitcoin and Ethereum custody for institutions. Of course, they're going to. Everyone wants to get in on the game now. Clearstream will offer custody services for Bitcoin and Ethereum to over 2,500 of its clients. For 2,500 of its clients. That's the institutions that can afford to buy mass in bulk, and then they'll hold it for them. And there's growing demand under MiCA. Traditional financial institutions have been increasing their presence in digital assets in response to regulatory clarity in regions such as the EU, Singapore, and the UAE. We will see more clarity in more countries as time goes on. No continent, no country wants to be left behind in a growing asset class, and one that doesn't appear to be going anywhere for now. We also have seen Pakistan establishing a crypto council to regulate blockchain and digital assets. This is very recent news as well. The council will draft crypto rules and work with global blockchain groups for safe adoption. Over 20 million Pakistanis use crypto, and the council aim to boost security and innovation. But again, it's another country that's moving forward in the right way with regards to Bitcoin. We have seen the biggest names in crypto, the biggest influencers talking about what kind of prices Bitcoin can hit. We've seen Raoul Pal with very high predictions for Bitcoin. We've seen Michael Saylor with very high predictions for Bitcoin. We've seen many big names talking in regions from 150,000 to 200,000, 250,000. Some people predicting as high as 500,000 this year. Now, I think that's unlikely. I don't think we'll see 500,000 per Bitcoin this year, but anything is possible in crypto. It's just worth noting that every bull cycle, percentage gains drop from bull cycle to bull cycle. When we look at like the start of the 2016 to 2017, when it was hot $600, let's say, and it got to about 20 grand. That's about 30x. Then we saw about 33x. Then in the bear cycle, excluding the sort of 1 day randomness that we had in 2020 for obvious reasons, it went from sort of an average of sort of 7,000 or 8,000, call it 8,000, to highs of 69,000. So again, that's quite a drop off. That's like an 8.5x, right? So, and then this bull cycle, when we were in a bear cycle, we had Bitcoin hovering around 25 grand. It's hit as high as 110 so far this year. All-time high was 109,000, sorry. So, gains tend to be diminishing returns. The only thing that can counter that is, of course, this institutional presence, this huge global adoption that we're beginning to see for Bitcoin specifically. Not so much every other crypto, but governments now holding reserves of Bitcoin. Massive, BlackRock's the biggest investment firm in the world. They're holding tons of Bitcoin. So is it possible it can go higher? Yeah, of course. I still set a target for Bitcoin of 125 grand this year, and then you can reevaluate, but that's just based on the chart patterns that we've seen, particularly on the weekly and monthly charts. You can see that there was, cup and handle, it broke out, and it's still out of that cup and handle. It's still not finished its measured move, which is technically 225 grand. Does it go higher? Yeah, of course it can. That's going to hugely depend on, again, what governments do. If the US really just make things a lot easier for investors, removes maybe some of the taxation rules around crypto, or at least stop hammering them with tax, you could see a huge surge in investment. Same thing with kind of the UK. The UK has got no clarity right now. When things start getting more obvious, when things start getting more clear for everyone, that's when we start seeing the market really kick on. I do think Bitcoin will hit at least 125. I'll reevaluate after that. I think there is absolutely, to be fair, with the huge influx of big company investors into Bitcoin and banking, no doubt, getting into Bitcoin, I do think there's a world it can hit 200 this year, but initial target is still 125 as far as I'm concerned. But I love speculation. Speculate wildly, that's the fun thing. So does anyone have, what is everyone's prediction for this year? Does anyone think it's going to get to 250, 500? Anyone think it's going to get to 1 million? If you do, justify your thought, like your reasons for it. You've got to give a reason for it in the comments. And guys, we're in a bull cycle right now, and if you're not happy with the performance of your cryptos, if they're not making you money, you probably have rubbish to get rid of. If you're not sure where to start, have a look at my website, which is copymycrypto.com. On the site, you'll be able to see the profits my members made, the successes we've had. This is public record. Go on the old videos on this channel, watch them. You'll be able to verify it all. You'll also be able to see some of the testimonials my members have given for the experience they get at Copy My Crypto and the service they receive. On the site, I share with my members the cryptos I own. When I am ready to buy or sell a crypto, I tell my members the crypto that I'm going to buy or sell and the price that I'm going to do it at, so my members get in and out of coins same price as me, so they make the same profit. There is no work for them to do. If you like what you see when you read through the site, when you watch the videos, you want to learn more, you want to hear my market updates on a daily basis, you want to find out the coins that I think are going to be the big winners of this bull cycle, all you have to do to find out about that is join up on the site. And if you do, guys, I will see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Bye-bye.